Walton City, they came to the party, the likes of Jason Tatum putting up an impressive number out there, Holiday as well, but then their impressive form was not able to carry their team above a very strongest Miami Heat side. So for me, I do not think it's about fatigue. It's just that Miami Heat was very, very good on the day, and that is why they had to coast home with the victory.
Very good on the day, and of course they coasted home victoriously. Let's also look at other results in the NBA, and of course we can give you the authentic news that in one of the games we saw in the early hours of today, we saw that game between Oklahoma City Thunders and Pelicans, and it ended in favor of the Western League winners. It's 2-0 now because they ended winning 124-92 against New Orleans Pelicans.
A great one for them. 2-0 up right now. I think it's going to be a very big mountain for their opponent out there to climb. Though we've seen comebacks in the past, but then looking at their form, I do not see them going through this one. But I tell you, it was a very, very beautiful game to watch yesterday as they actually came to the party. Most of their key players as well did pretty well, and you saw the smiles from the faces of their coaches out there and the coaching crew. They were very, very elated because of that victory.
Because of the victory, if you look at the point margin, you know for sure that the side, the New Orleans Pelicans, they did not perform optimally because none of them even posted up to 20 points in that particular one, and not even up to 10 rebounds. And so you can see that the Thunders really, really thundered them in that encounter. 33, 26, 21. These are ones we saw from Jalen Williams. Charlie Giggles, of course, had more points in that particular one, posting 33 points in that game. And then I'm talking about that man, Chet Holmgren, who of course also posted maximum point, 26 points, to elevate his side to maximum win against the New Orleans Pelicans. So it's 2-0 now, and he win one more, and you are sure that anything can happen in the other one. But let's not forget that there are still more results that will come your way. And at this point now, the wheat soon will be demarcated from the tares. But let's keep our finger crossed and see what will happen. There will be games to be played tomorrow in the NBA, and I can tell you for free that tomorrow it will be another magical showcase against the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Orlando Magic in a game that will live up to expectation. Will it be Magic taking on just the more points, or will it be the Cavaliers dragging them back to a 2-1 in the game 3 of the 7-game series? Let's see how it all pulls, and the 76ers will take on the New York Knicks in a game where the Sixers are still leading 2-0 in this particular one. So let's see how it all pulls out. And then tomorrow too, we'll see Los Angeles Lakers versus the Nuggets. Will it be time for Los Angeles Lakers to pick up maximum point or one more point to reduce the deficit in this series? We'll get to see too. But in the game between the Bucks and Pacers, it's still 1-1 tied apiece. And let's see where the pendulum will swing. Will it be 2-1 who in favor of which team? Well, we'll keep our finger crossed. Tomorrow when we come back, of course, we'll have more time to really abreast you with some of these latest results from that side. But guys, I'm sure you can look at this result. Which of them will you want to really preview as we prepare for tomorrow's showcase?
I think the Denver Nugget game versus Lakers. I think that is going to be a very nice game to watch because Denver Nugget, they are the defending champion. They'll be very good on the regular season. They're among the teams that qualify first as well. Then for LA Lakers, I expect them to try to fight back because in their first game they didn't actually live up to the expectation. So that is a blockbuster game because I know the Lakers want to also give Denver Nuggets a run for their money. But Denver Nuggets, whenever their star men are very fit, talking about the likes of Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, they are always a very, very difficult side to play against. So that is a game I'll be very, very interested to see how it pans out.
Of course, we've got to keep our finger crossed and see what becomes of some of these things tomorrow. But away from that, let's talk some Olympic news now. And the Nigerian Basketball Federation have disclosed that the national women's team, the Tigers, will camp in Ghana and USA as part of the build-up for the Paris Olympic. Now, the program released at the just concluded executive meeting of the NBBF in Abuja comprise both local and international competitions the federation intended to participate in and keep the athletes busy throughout the calendar year. One thing I know for sure is that these preparations, it's needed if we must excel at the games.
Sure, early preparation is key to success if we must succeed or excel in the forthcoming Olympic Games. You can't take away early preparation because it helps the players to understand themselves better. It helps them to gel. It helps the coach as well to cut out his work by also getting very closer to the players and also understanding their strength, where their strength lies. So for me, I think we can't do away with early preparation, because if we want to go out there and compete favorably well with others, then we must start preparation in earnest to ensure that the players are properly fit for this very game. And of course, having a camping here in the country, down there in Ghana, before jetting out to the USA to further continue their preparation, I think is a nice one. Let's hope that they can fully maximize this opportunity and also prepare well for the task that lies ahead, because if you take a look at our group, we are in a very, very difficult group, and we need all the players to be very fit, 100%, if not more than 100% fit as well, to also go there and come out of that group in the first stage before we talk about the next round of the games.
President of the Federation, Alhaji Musa Kida, has said the board has a lot of sense. If he had given in to those ODs, I'm not sure we're talking about Onokoya at this time.
Yeah, not at all. We won't be talking about that, because 24 hours before that, that is marathon, game out there. I mean, he got food poisoning, and that made it very, very difficult out there. At some point, he thought of even, quitting, but then he was very, very stoic and very resilient. I think the spirit of Niger, like the Lagos State Governor Babatunde Sanwo-Olu said when he actually welcomed him, that he said that he think that the spirit of Lagos were upon him, and that is why he was able to stay very strong. And of course, the terrain of Lagos, how it usually is, a very boisterous city, a city where that when you get there, if you can survive in Lagos, then you can survive in any other climate, across the world. So for me, I think doggedness and stoicism is what actually helped Nakoya to stay very strong and continue to push for a world record, which actually broke the Guinness record. And I think for me it's an impressive one. We are beginning to show the spirit of Niger, the spirit of never give up, even at a point where it seems as though there is no light at the end of the tunnel, but then he was still seeing very bright light at that end of the tunnel, and he continued very, very strong. At the end of it all, he broke the record and emerged victorious. I think for me, he deserves all the applaud that he's receiving right now.
Yeah, Nokoya arrived in Lagos yesterday, and the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. He was welcomed by the #1 season of 58-hour Guinness record. So it wasn't like it was not something that was coming from the particular federation. I'm thinking that how will this achievement blend with the federation, the chess federation, in enhancing chess here in Nigeria?
For me, it's very simple. I think it's a wake-up call for the Chess Federation of Nigeria to do the needful, because it looked as though they were sleeping on a very long bicycle. But because of this stoic feat of Nakoya, they will also wake up to from their slumber and beginning to think outside the box, think on how to get to the bull eye. What are you doing in the tip of the iceberg of what he passed through in the build-up to taking part in this competition? This is a brilliance of an individual.
Chess grandmasters. But none of them had even thought that, okay, I can achieve it. Yeah. Stay in the place, that direction. And we've seen Book of Records in recent time created and broken. And these are things that people can just, with determination, achieve it. But it looks like it is difficult, because you're going to stay in a place and all eyes will be on you. And so, more like the freedom is not there. So, I'm just thinking that why is it that there are a lot of Nigerians who can do a lot in other sports?
And that is why I said earlier that the Chess Federation, they have to start thinking outside the box. And by so doing, that is where you are going to get to the apex or the zenith of whatever you want to achieve in life. If Onakoya wasn't able to think outside the box, maybe he would still be in the slum or of Lagos or somewhere across the nation, still relaxing, playing his chess. But then he was able to think outside the box and say, okay, if I'm this good, I think. Say, but the British, they've been there over the years trying to build up. But it look as though when they get to the world stage, they just couldn't hold their own. I think for me, it's quite disappointing. And it's a clarion call to the British Tennis Federation to also start doing the needful, start working on some of the good players. But because over the years they've been able to churn out great talent out there, but then consistency remains their greatest problem out there, and that is why they continue to struggle.
That's why you continue to struggle, and then names that have also gone through. Brozetti said that already. The Chinese Wang Xiang is already in. Maria Linetti is also in against Cosirieto. Andreva is also in. She defeated Townsend in that particular one. And then Blinkova has been also there too. So we're going to see some of the games today in the WTA. Kyiv will play against Begu. We're going to see Soribe Tumo versus Elena Vitolina.
Been trying with some concerted effort to ensure that he bounces back to reckoning, but all of those effort has proven abortive as injury continued to take a toll against him, and that has also seen him drop in his form. But then he's still having an eye to be part of this very one. Let's hope that he can be able to beat the benchmark and also get fit 100% for this very one. But I tell you, he's one man that have also achieved a lot for himself. I tell you, in the world of tennis, he's a very familiar name, but like I said, I think age as well as injury as well has not been very, very fair to him. So I think it's just time for him to just, retire from the game that have brought a whole lot of fortune and made him so popular over the years. But he's still thinking of giving it a last shot. I mean, he wants to live on a very high note, and that is why he's insisting, that he wants to, play this game. But then every time that he tries to come up very strong, injury again, setback. So I think for me, we just wish him well. Want to see him finish very strong because he's an icon of the game, a one that many youngsters look up to because of the wealth of experience and the achievement that he has, garnered playing the, the tennis game. We just wish him well, wish him quick recovery because for me, I think I want to see him in my television screen, playing out there because of the beauty.
Telling him not to counterpunch. Oh! Telling him not to counterpunch.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the.
That is amazing.
Honourable
You human
on the point of order.
Honourable
They are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
Phase of the show. Mike is still here, and let's x-ray the results of the game played in Nigeria Women Football League. The Nas ladies were 2-0 better off than Heartland Queens yesterday. Conference Queen played a goalless job with Nasarawa Amazons, and we saw that result. But today, our game played, Nigeria Rattles will take on Abia Angels, Adamawa Queens versus Soria Queens. And yesterday too, I think we saw Ekiti Queens defeated the Rivers Angels 2-0, but that does not deter them. So for Group A, Nasarawa Amazon, Southland Queens, and Conference Queens have qualified. Group B, Rivers Angels, Edo Queens, Bayelsa Queens have all qualified. The battle line is drawn.
Definitely, the battle line is drawn for some of the team that is going to at least make it through to the next round and join the Super 6 team that have already made it through. Teams like Rivers Angels, teams like Nasarawa Amazon, teams like Heartland, though they lost their game, but then that does not stop them because they had already clinched a qualification ticket before now. So I think, like you said, the battle line is drawn, and the battle to stay afloat still remain because some of the team also will be battling for survival. Teams like Nigeria, so they will be trying to stay on the league, because I think for this season, Nigeria today they take it to the next day, which is Sunday. Not knowing that the NPFL board, they are also putting their nose on the ground to also see if actually the evidence provided or the information given to them is accurate, but they discovered it was a false information. And according to the extant law that governs the game, it's a criminal offense. So, and that led to the imposition of such fine. I think for me, it's a good one because I believe that other clubs that is thinking in that direction of trying to use some form of dirty politicking within the system to gain a favor, curry favor from the league board.
It will serve as deterrence to other clubs who want to engage in such a despicable art of misinforming the league body, as well as engaging in manners that will bring disrepute to the organization of the Nigeria Premier Football League. All right, let's move on now. And this,
which include Finidi George and Emmanuel Amunike. But I think for me, looking at their qualification and experience so far, I think the nod would definitely fall on Emmanuel Amunike, while Finidi George might possibly be his assistant, which is going to be a good one. We know what Emmanuel Amunike can do. We've seen it in the past with the Tanzanian team and even the underage team of the Nigerian national team. He's done very well. He has a great knowledge of the game and has a very verifiable, credentials when it has to do with the job. And for me, it's going to be very, very easy because he understands the culture of the national team. He's been here, he's played the game as well, so he truly is at home, and again, he is very, very good. I mean, he has a very tight relationship with the players. There are some of the players that are still in the national team today that passed through the rank under him, the likes of Victor Osimhen, the likes of Taiwo Awoniyi, to mention but a few. These are players that passed through the rank under, Emmanuel Amunike. So for me, I believe he's the best candidate. Hence, we've decided to go for a local coach because, like I said, one who understands the culture, of the team, one who understands the feelings and where the, shoe pinches the Nigerian, fans are there, and he's going to make sure who will come in and try to start to understudy the team and all of that. It will take us a long way, and the time is not there because our terrain, and especially the African terrain as well, to tinker these boys around and to galvanize the team and get us a positive result, because it will be very, very disappointing if we don't make it through for the World Cup again, considering the pains that Nigerian fans suffered in the hand of Ghana last time where we failed to make it through.
Of course, let's hope that we'll be able to, prepare very well and prepare.
They signed this insignia, engrafted within their jersey that actually did not go down well with them, because they think that, there is a disputed area out there. And for me, you can't be mixing up, football with politics, and that is where the hammer of FIFA will come in. But CAF actually gave a go-ahead that jersey should be used, because that is the same jersey that they've been using to prosecute their game. So for me, they actually they refused to honor the game. And 3 points and 3 goals must be awarded to AS Bakana, because they truly deserve it, because CAF have given approval, but the Algerian team refused to adhere to the instruction of CAF. I don't know whether the Algerian authority is now above
the title challenge with an outstanding win at the Thunderous Goddison Park. When you hear Thunderous, it's Thunderous indeed, because this is a Merseyside derby, and you always expect that anything can happen. But I mean, surprisingly, Liverpool should have done better.
Yeah, they should have done better. But then again, looking at the Merseyside derby, it's always a very, very difficult one. Though Liverpool, they have had the upper hand against Everton in their last 6, Merseyside debut out there. But I think Everton, they were buoyed by the fact that they were getting closer to the relegation zone, coupled with the point deduction they've received. And then again, Chelsea had to compound their woes when they hammered them 6 goals to nothing. So all of this also contributed to Everton, living up the hope alive, keeping the hope alive. You saw the boos, the cheers from every touch of the game from their home fans yesterday, and that made Liverpool very, very, very difficult for them to also find their foot in that yesterday's game. But then, I think it's a major blow and a dent on the title aspiration of Liverpool so far this season, because as it stands right now, Arsenal is up there. I thought maybe Liverpool would get all 3 points so as to closing the gap against Arsenal. But as it stands right now, because of that lose, I think it's a major setback for them in their title chase. And also Manchester City as well, they have 2 outstanding games to play. If they get to win that game, then maybe talking about Liverpool, seated in the 3rd position, and they will further go away from the title chase because of, their lack of concentration in that yesterday game. I think, the Liverpool players yesterday, even the coach talking about Jurgen Klopp, I think they were short of ideas.